a penis.
What is with you and cocks, bro? Like, is there something you're not telling us?
No, it's just funny to make fun.
And it's basically just that.
Oh, it's just that without the head. I like. Ooh, actually, I don't know.
I like the other one better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Do I like that with the head or without head?
The only.
Intro. Nikki, pull the G on. Thank you. I have retired. I'm retired.
I've taken you
walked into that one, bro.
We didn't
right
even
into
have
that.
to do anything. That was all on him.
That was all on me. I walked right into that.
We didn't even set that up. Oh, this is amazing.
It was one of those
Here's a back cover too. It's
Oh,
pretty cool.
I think we're past this now, but.
From Mr. Broke Productions, in an association with Maximillionaire and Vice City Kingpin, present to you Life on Easy Mode. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome everyone to 103.5 Dawn FM with your host Nikki Max Silvestri, Miguel Blank Madeira,
Thank you.
and Gian Thomas Jeruso, bringing you live entertainment.
For the next 30 seconds, please enjoy the Spotify free ads and enjoy your show.
And also the soundful bliss of silence.
And before you leave, before you tune off, just remember, we got an hour left of this beautiful ride into the afterworld.
Now take a moment of silence.
So sit back, relax, and let your mind go on easy mode. And with that thought, welcome everyone to another episode of the Life on Easy Mode podcast. We're riled up today. We got some shit to talk about.
No, we're not.
We got some shit to talk about. Shut your face shut, because we got some stuff that we want to talk about. We're back in business. We're about to get back into the grind of actually uploading once a week. We got the boys here once again. Miguel's actually going to be here for the full time. He's not going to take a day off and leave early for a doctor's appointment. And Gian, how you feeling after the booster? I'm assuming all your side effects are gone.
I feel like a new man.
Booster.
I feel like a new man. My cock has grown a few more inches.
Damn, Uncle Fred,
Bro.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Stop doxing his family, first of all.
It's just-
Second of all.
How am I? I'm not giving a last name.
Bro, you said no. I had to cut this part out last time. You went you said his mom's first and last name. You said his dad's first and last
Did
name.
I?
And yes, you did, bro. And you're like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, bro, you're over here complaining about your government name, and all of a sudden you're like, listen, let me just read off your whole family tree.
You
dog.
can't talk about.
You know how many Uncle Freds there are out there?
Not
okay,
a lot.
You got to keep in mind, we live in a state where everyone knows everyone, especially if you're Italiano.
Is
so
Uncle Fred from Rhode Island?
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
Oh.
Okay, valid. You think? I can't even.
Tink?
We can't even speak, bro. Look what you got us
I can't
doing.
even say names at this point because I'm just gonna get.
You could say a name, just not the full name.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
my mom, my dad, my uncle.
Just say Gion's mom. I don't know,
Yeah.
because it's super odd when it's just like you say like his mom's first name, and then it's like, oh, all right.
Did
well,
I really do that last name thing?
I'm pretty sure you did.
Wow,
I heard the
those
last name
drugs-
somewhere in there.
Those drugs really went full effect with them last time.
But with that debacle out of the way, welcome. How y'all doing?
I didn't even realize I said the last name.
You're fine. You're fine.
You're fine.
Just,
You're fine. I'm doing good. You know, just got out of work. And still in my work attire, of course. Why wouldn't I be?
You're gonna make a tally for how many times he's come onto this podcast with his uniform on.
What's half of 55?
Basically, like
All right.
you, last episode, like the second half, you had it on, and I can remember like a variety of other times you had.
I think it literally
the name
it's
tag on.
either like 20. It's 25 to 50% of these episodes I have had my work stuff off it easily.
Well, you should do because you practically live here. Sometimes you just start leaving clothes here. So like if you want to change into
You
a
should-
formal attire for the show,
I
you
should
don't
just-
have
I
to,
should
but
just keep like I'm gonna say wardrobe, but yeah, wardrobe.
just like I don't know.
I
Fold
mean, I
them up.
leave anything. I leave everything here, anyways. Like every time you would know it's not me, because every time I leave Nikki's house, I'm like, okay, I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot something. I would even go outside and get it. There is always, even if I forget to get something and I get that certain item, there is always that one other item that I forget.
And you know what it is?
matter
I'll
what.
notice it 2 days later. It wouldn't be the real Gian if I wasn't sitting in my house somewhere, and 2 days later I noticed he forgot his charger, or oh, he forgot his glasses. Oh, he forgot his debit card. You forgot your debit card here, I think, once, like a year and a half ago or something. That may not have been 2 days after, but yeah, so it wouldn't be him if he didn't, forget something every time. But I think I think unironically, you've forgotten at least one thing more times than you've actually remembered to bring everything. Because I told you last night when I dropped you off, I was like, make sure you take your chocolate that we got from New York City. Yeah, I got it, man, Well, what's that on the table? A brown paper bag. And what's it filled of? The chocolate we got from New York
Heads.
City.
Oh.
It's that's how I know it's the real him. We're not with an imposter. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we're pretty hyped because we actually do have some exciting stuff to talk about for the first time in a while.
Yes.
Well, it's not that like exciting. It's just that we actually have knowledge on it.
Dude, what are we gonna start with?
I want to start with the album
The album? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to start with the album.
because what better way to talk about this album than on a Sunday? Because it is simply by The Weeknd without the third E. We're talking about the new album that came out. When did this come out? When did this come out?
Dawn FM.
Yesterday?
Friday.
It's called Dawn FM with the Snapchat filter of an album cover.
Listen,
And
I think it's funny.
I know. I think it's funny. Definitely better than the previous album covers we've seen.
Yeah, blackness and emojis.
Basically, so at least he's a little bit more creative. Showing himself 50 years in the future. But
At first, I complained about the album cover. I'm not even gonna lie. And for those listening, that was like our intro, like our bit. We're like, welcome to Dawn, Life on Easy, or whatever.
yeah,
That it's because of that album, and
done horribly, but yeah.
So at first I was like deeply, because like I feel like for me personally, like the album cover has to catch my attention. I still listen to Donda, I still listen to CLB regardless, but I don't know, it's just like a part of the album that like makes its like signature, and I just like I feel like
Yeah, but you also have your own album covers on the Apple Music thing, so when you look at Donda.
Oh yeah, that's because I change it.
I know.
If I don't. Like
But if you didn't change them, would you still listen to them?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I still listen to
Alright.
Donda.
All right. Donda.
Music is blind, just like love. But no, he makes an entirely valid point. Sometimes you need to have a decent album cover to kind of like, I think, fully grasp the feel of the album. Because like, usually when you look at an album cover, especially if it's a concept album, you want it like the cover to kind of give you like a vibe, a feel to it, like kind of to set the stage. So, I'm sorry, you had other stuff to say. Go on ahead.
So like when the album came out, I was like that's kind of like he could have done better with the album cover, but then after listening to it, you can tell why, and it just like I take back what I said because it fits in perfectly. I personally feel like he could have done just a little bit more like something else to fit the aesthetic of like the sounding of the songs he created, but nonetheless, I still think
Yes.
he did a pretty good job.
Yes. I mean, he does like to use like his prosthetics and makeup, especially for his like music videos and like his whatchamacallit, like I was about to say product placement. Promotion. Like promoting for his music videos and music. He liked to do that, especially with his last one, which was really creative. So I can see why he likes to do all the prosthetics and stuff like that. So, but no, I really did like this album for many reasons.
That
Okay.
not many reasons.
So it revolves. I love like 80s kind of like nostalgia, like disco. I don't listen to disco, but like I love like the arcade style, like the
retro,
the retro feel, and especially the radio feel in this. So, and I just found this out recently. There is 3 songs in there, like 3 intros, I guess. Interludes that feature Jim Carrey as the radio guy, which I thought was pretty cool. And he actually wrote most of them. He actually had help with Abel, aka The Weeknd, and he actually did help write them. Wow, my stomach is growling. I'm very sorry. So it sounds like a monster.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. I think you're good.
Oh, well, you might hear it later. But no, I really liked it because, especially with the concept of the album. So another reason why he's also old on the cover is, and McGill had to explain this to me because I also didn't finish the album when I was listening to it at first, and he was like, oh, listen to it and then tell me what you think. And I was like, nah, just tell me. So he told me, and then I understood, and I was like, okay. So throughout the entire album, and unquote me if I'm wrong, like you said that it's basically the last, like the radio station you're listening to right before you die, correct? All right. So, and I really fuck with that because a lot of people nowadays don't like to talk about the concept of death. Now, see, this is what I'm thinking of. So, a lot of people don't like to talk about the concept of death because, let's face it, a lot of people are scared of death. I mean, fuck it. I'm scared. Who isn't scared of death, you know? But, like, it's the concept of like, you know, thinking, like, even though, this, like, the last radio station you listen to before you die, you're reflecting on everything you've done. The last interlude really helped with that mindset. So, basically, and I know you wanted to talk about this too, but like I'll kind of like sum it up.
Go ahead.
But like Jim Carrey is in rhymes just explaining from beginning to end what like your life has been and how you've reflected it, if you've done the things that you want to do. And the one thing that really stuck out with me and is, I think I can pull up the lyrics really quick. Hold on. He's talking about heaven, and this is definitely something like Jim Carrey would say, especially recently. But
Plus,
like
it gives you like an internal sunshine happiness kind of
yeah.
You know?
But he goes like, heaven's for those who let go of regret, and you have to wait here when you're not all there yet. So you're waiting at the radio station before you're entering in heaven. And he goes, but you could be there by the end of the song where the Weeknd's so good and he'll play all week long, bang a gong, get it on. And then he goes, and if your broken heart's heavy when you step on the scale, you'll be lighter than air when they poke back the veil, basically saying, like, even though you're scared, even though you're heartbroken about everything that's been in your life and you're scared that your life is over and you're going to enter heaven, once they pull back the veil, the opening of heaven, you're going to be lighter than air. And then one thing that really, like, I stuck out with me, he goes, God knows life is chaos, but he made one thing true. You got to unwind your mind, train your soul to align. And this is something Jim Carrey would say, and dance till you find that divine boogaloo. And then he goes, and
at least he elaborates at the end. He says, in other words.
And then he goes, in other words, you got to be heaven to see heaven. So what I really fuck with is like, so even though we're all scared of death, or this can be a concept of many things, but let's just focus on the death part. So he goes, just dance until you find that boogaloo, and then to get into heaven, you have to be heaven. So basically, the only way to find happiness is to like, just like, you know, dance the night away, or like, you know, the only way. So he talks about heaven as not just a place, but like you, like to
it's
be
like a place within.
No, yeah, it's a place within. It's not an objectivity, but like it's sort of like a noun, basically, not a place, but like something inside of you. Heaven is to enter heaven, you have to be heaven. So you have to be happy, you have to be full. And that's what I really liked about this. And so that's another reason. I mean, all the songs I thought were pretty good. There's a couple that do stand out with me, but this is one thing that I really liked about the album. It talks about death when like a lot of albums, when albums are brought into concept.
But the thing is, it doesn't talk about, you don't realize it's talking about death until later in the album.
No, obviously. Well, like the third like interlude, or like
it's more like the second half is when you start getting the idea that.
But then like and so like when he talks about that, like in dance till you find that boogaloo and stuff like that, and like to get into heaven you have to be heaven. So like it's just a concept of like, you know, even though you're scared about it, even though you're scared about death, it's just live, laugh, love, dance until you find your boogaloo. So I really do like this concept a lot.
I'm just having an interesting time believing that Ace Ventura wrote that, or had contribution to writing that.
Yeah.
So
He's gonna be 60.
that's what makes you, in a weird way, appreciate it actually more. Today, I actually listened to it as well, and I'm gonna bounce off what Gian said. I personally think that my favorite, even though it's more of an interlude, I guess my favorite track on here is "Phantom Regret" by Jim, because I think it's very atmospheric way to end off an album, especially considering the concept. Now that I actually fully know what it's about, like the last radio station you listen to before you die, I think it's a very atmospheric way to end off the album, because I'll be honest, listening through it, I wasn't entirely sure what the full concept was, and I knew it was a concept album, and I knew it had to do with like a radio station called 103.5 Dawn FM. I'm glad you guys elaborated that for me, because now I actually fully understand this, because I could have just read what it said on Apple, but thanks, I got my trusty co-host.
We charge $25 a second.
Damn. Well, I guess I'm gonna be on the run till dawn. So I listened to it, and you know, I'll be completely honest. I thought it was okay. I thought it was decent. There wasn't a song on here that specifically stuck out to me as if a song that I would really, really come back to and listen to. God, it's like we're on the music bracket again. I'm like going over the album, all the tracks. So what's this going up against? This is going up against CLB, right? No, please, for the love of God. I'll choose this any day.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's going against Gunna, because he dropped an album the same day.
Oh,
really?
did he?
It's not doing as good, though.
Well, of course not.
Notice how I haven't even heard anything about it.
It's not gonna do anything.
All right.
He's been running that since the ass crack of dawn, haven't you?
No way. Right when he said gun, I was like, yes.
He's not gonna do anything. All right, so I mean, there are a few tracks in here that I do think are probably the stronger half, or the stronger part. So obviously, "Phantom Regret" by Jim is definitely my favorite on here. I just think, again, that's a really cool like poem that he reads at the end. I guess this is kind of typical, but "Take My Breath" and "Sacrifice" I think are probably the biggest hits on here as of right now. I do like those songs. I think they're catchy. I think "Best Friends" had a pretty good vibe to it, a pretty good beat. Mm-hmm. And then there's one thing in particular that I wanted to talk about. So, as I was listening to this album, you know, there were songs I'm like, okay, you know, that's all right. That's decent. Okay. I came across "I Heard You're Married." And I'm like, okay. All right, wait. Oh. This is a good beat. All right. Flow's good. Wow. Okay. The beat's good. You know what happens after that? Lil Wayne comes in and ruins the song.
Okay, you know what? I can sort of agree with that.
Because first of all, I wasn't even looking. I didn't even read the full title. I just said I heard you're married. I forgot to look at the featuring Lil Wayne. So I'm vibing to this, and like the beat's getting good. It's like getting better as the song goes on, and all of a sudden his voice comes in, and I'm like, you know, if you ever wanted to see a space crash but didn't want to leave your house, this would be it. So
Sure.
that was like my only like one, I guess, main thing I wanted to talk about, because it's a shame because I don't nearly dislike Lil Wayne as much as you do. I actually liked some of his earlier stuff back in the day, but see, when you feature an artist, it's not that their voice has to fit, but their vibe, their mood that they give off has to flow with the song and with the concept of the album, especially if it's a concept album. But I don't know. I don't think he did too well on that. That's just my opinion. But, you know, concept albums are a pretty interesting thing. You know, they've been around for a while. Prime examples are Tommy and Quadrophenia by my band The Who, The Wall by Pink Floyd. You have some progressive rock bands from like the 90s and 2000s, like Dream Theater, who've done concept albums where like the songs tell a story. So it's a very unique concept. But the thing with concept album is you have to do them right, and there has to be like a certain methodology or flow to them. And I will say, again, even though there wasn't a specific song that really stood out with me, I guess besides the last track, I do think that The Weeknd and all the other people who helped produce this album did a good job with that, like giving that like radio concept as if you're listening to a radio station. I mean, plus Jim Carrey's voice on it I think was really strong. No, I think they did a good job on that. And no, I think it was pretty cool. Were people expecting this to drop? Because this just came out of nowhere for me. I don't remember hearing anything about a Weeknd album dropping.
Album because of Take Your Breath or whatever, and then
yeah, that was a hit in like the summer or something.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm not even the biggest Weeknd fan. I wasn't really a big fan of like what. Let me pull it up. I liked his. I'm pretty sure his very first album, which
From
was
2011.
No, it was the Beauty Behind the Madness, the one from 2015. I like that one.
That's his first like official album?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
He has House of Balloons. I think those are more like mixtapes. Yeah. All right. Let me see what his first studio album was.
I do find a lot. I don't know if this is me, but like The Weeknd is very summery, spring and summer vibes. Like I don't think like I feel like when I listen to The Weeknd, and he's in my playlist a bunch, but like I feel like this was a good time to release this album because throughout this year, the beginning of this year, the next few months, all of his songs are probably going to be on the radio, and then it's going to lead into summer. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I don't know if this is me, but like I feel like more of his songs are more for like the summer and like the spring kind of vibe. Yeah.
I feel like for me, I guess because of the songs I've heard them for. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, The Weeknd's kind of been all around for me, but more songs than not, I've heard were usually during like the winter spring vibe, like Starboy, I Feel It Coming, Blinding Lights. That was like, those are all like mainly like winter and spring vibes. Because I remember senior year, I think, or junior year, I heard the I Feel It Coming. Yeah, I remember like during the springtime, but at the same time, I remember in 2015 during the summer, I heard I Can't Feel My Face everywhere. The Hills, I remember hearing that in like the beginnings of the school year. Like early like September. So I guess The Weeknd's kind of been all around for me, you know. It's funny. He's only set to 2 days on the week, but yet he's all over the place, you know.
Technically, Kissland was his first album. So Beauty Behind the Madness I really liked. Starboy I wasn't really a big fan of. And the other two, My Dear Melancholy, I think that's one of his other ones. No, After Hours.
Yeah, that's the one with that was a big album for him.
That was 2020. Yeah, I honestly gave it a listen, but I don't really remember as much. After Starboy, I was like, I'm not really. But like, I feel like Dawn FM definitely is one of his best so far, and is definitely probably I don't want to say the most different, but like definitely like a step away from his usual stuff. Not in terms of like lyrics and like beat making, but in terms of like projects, if that makes sense.
So my question is, you might know more because you've listened to more of The Weeknd. Is this his first concept album, or do all of like the other albums kind of have like a concept? Is it kind of like a David Bowie thing where it's like, because like honestly, notice how like
I wouldn't know,
because I know like I don't know if like he did a thing where like David Bowie did where he made like Ziggy Stardust, which is like a fictional character he made in his music. I don't know if like Starboy was a character that like The Weeknd had created, because I do know like along with Michael Jackson, I'm pretty sure David Bowie was an influence to The Weeknd, along with like maybe some other R&B and like some hip hop artists.
His music videos for his album that just came out like last year were like especially with like the prosthetics and stuff like that. Like those were very heavy concepts because you know he's his face is fine. He gets into a fight. There's bandages. This has been like memes about him, like bandages, and then like the final thing. I don't know why the meme community, we all thought it was real at first, but like he had like his face looked like the Squidward, handsome Squidward face, and that was after surgery. So like that's
With
like
like
a
the really
concept.
high cheekbones and shit. Yeah.
So that was a concept. I don't know if the whole album was. Maybe, but like the music videos were definitely a high concept of that. So, but yeah.
Do you kind of off topic? Do you think like that method would work?
What do you
The
mean?
method of like slamming your head in a door to make your face more handsome.
Oh no, get over here.
Let's try it real quick.
All right.
Let's test it out. So,
Any more questions?
actually, didn't you guys want to know my rating for this album?
I did.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I was.
So, all right. So I haven't thought about it until just now. Let me think here. Let's do some calculations. Ching, ching, ching. Some typing of the numbers. So, I guess
Beep beep beep.
I
Pop,
like
pop.
the concept.
Yes.
I do think because I kind of like concept albums in general. Like when they tell a story, I like a good story. The ending to the album was phenomenal. My favorite track. Cover, I understand why he did it.
Yes.
But just not a bad by any means, but an interesting album
But
cover.
before you rate it, because of the album cover, I'm gonna show you because the vinyl.
Oh yeah.
He's already selling the.
If that's the vinyl cover, I'll get the vinyl for that.
I already got one.
Oh fuck you.
Well, he has an alternative cover for the
yeah,
vinyl?
he has two actually,
Oh, okay. Well, let's.
and they're all more like retro 80.
Is it like an 80s arcade retro or what are
Kind
we
of,
talking about
yeah.
here?
I'm gonna get that.
So there's two versions. This is the one I got.
Oh,
It's a lot more interesting.
that's like a very that's very
me
80s
see.
looking. Like if you look at like the chrome texture and like the rainbow colors, that's a lot cooler.
I prefer that honestly.
Oh, big time, big time.
I really like that one.
And
See-
then here's the other one.
Oh, there's another alternative.
Yeah, there's two.
Okay.
So there's 3 in
So-
total.
Yeah,
Okay, so there's the
regular
old
one.
man, the 80s hair metal
What's
style, and then there's the third option he's going to show us. Let's see what we got
Just
here.
like a penis.
What is with you and Cox, bro? Like, is there something you're not telling us?
No, it's just funny to make fun. Of
And
penis.
it's basically just that.
Oh, it's just that without the head. I
Yeah.
like. Ooh, actually, I don't know.
I like the other one better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Do I like that with the head or without head?
The only
That intro. Nikki, pull the G on. Nikki, pull the G on. Thank you. I have retired. I'm retired.
I've taken your
didn't
place.
even
into that
have-
one, bro.
We didn't even
Right
have
into
to
that.
do anything. That was all on him.
That was all on me. I walked right into that.
We didn't even set that up. Oh, this is amazing.
It was one of
here's
those
the
thi-
back cover too. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I think we're past this now, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even notice until after I said it. I
Oh,
went, wait.
Thank you for
But-
that, Nikki. Thank you.
Big time. You're welcome. Gotta go big time. Yeah, I definitely like I think the one with the face more, and like because that definitely has an 80s feel. All right, we'll take in all consideration all three of the album covers. So, Old Man one, I understand why he's doing it. The other two I think are a lot better of album covers. Because there's not a specific song or specific songs that like I really really love on this, at least not yet. That's probably gonna. I give it give specifics. I would give like a 6.6 out of 10 for me.
Ooh, I was close.
What'd you say?
6 or 7 out of 10.
And what'd you say?
I said 7.
Well, technically he'd be closer because I said 6.6.
I said whatever.
He said 6, 7. All right, whatever.
No, because he said 6. You said 7. I'm closer to 7 if I'm 6.6 than I am to 6.
Okay.
Why are we getting into the math of this?
I
It's a
don't know.
6.6 out of 10. Good job, Weekend.
Official
We'll see you on
rating,
Monday.
There it is. Pizza review.
What'd
That
you
is
rate
it,
it?
Frankie. Like an 8.
Damn, I'm no.
You said like a 9,
I
right?
said like a 9.
Like 8, like 8 something.
All right, so
You
wait.
know,
Did you even get into the specifics of what you loved about it?
Yeah, I mean not really, but
Yeah, because like me and Gian kind of babbled on for a little.
I personally don't think there's a single bad song on here.
What's your favorite?
Take My Breath, Sacrifice, At a Time, Is There Someone Else, I believe Don't Break My Heart, and then I Heard You're Married. Those are the ones that stand out to me the most.
Even with Lil Wayne on that one, you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
He's not as bad.
I just
I don't like his voice.
I don't like his voice either, and that's why I don't listen to him. but he's not
I
as
can't
bad.
even
sometimes I
do
mind
it
his
so
voice. It's just
bad.
on this kind of album.
No,
I don't think
I
it
just-
fits.
I don't-
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like I don't listen to Lil Wayne like avidly. Like
Who
I-
does though?
I personally don't think he's that good, but I don't know. It's just it's not as bad as I thought he would do on.
Okay. That's
But
valid.
I don't know. I just thoroughly enjoyed like the concept of the radio, the songs. I don't think there's a single bad song, and I do definitely think like it could be a contender for album of the year so far.
I mean,
but
the album year just
they-
started about 9 days ago, so I mean,
exactly.
you have
So-
a few more days. I
But,
think.
but I do think if it might be up there.
Like in time, it will
Yeah,
probably
in
be
time.
like competing for like top.
That's until Harry Styles releases his third album
When's that coming out?
So him and Beyonce, apparently by Sony Records in Colombia, are stapled to release their albums by the end of the first quarter, which is March.
Oh, I thought you were about to say he was working with Beyonce. I was probably like, what?
No, but they're stapled to apparently release it by the end of the first quarter, which is in March. So if I don't get a single soon, I'll be upset.
All right, well, then we'll wait. Actually, maybe okay. Idea. What if like I know you guys want to do a bracket. What if by the end of the year we do a 2022 album bracket? By like near the end of the year, could we do something like that?
We could do something.
That's because like I want to do something like special before we do another bracket. I don't know what yet, but we'll think of something.
Want to do 2022 movies too? Fuck it.
We'll
count No Way Home as there.
I mean, why would that count as 2022 though? That was 2021.
That was 2021.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be able to count that. It has to be from January 1st
Fine.
to December 3rd. We got to keep it legit, Gian.
Yeah, we gotta. No Way Home would win. So.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It would probably
I don't
win
know,
because I don't see a movie
Doctor
coming out
Strange and
this
the
year.
Batman is coming out this year, so we'll see.
All right, but I don't know if because I don't know of any movie that's gonna be coming out this year that'll probably beat that movie unless the Batman is like the Dark Knight's like doppelganger or something. So, well, we'll see. Wait, when does that come out by again?
March, but 45 days after release, it's going on HBO Max. So I don't know why. So I don't know if I'm going to see it in theaters or wait 45 days on HBO Max.
Well, usually when you want to get a good, more times than not, when you want to get a good movie experience, you see it in theaters. But
yeah,
it's only on there for 45 days, and then boom, right to HBO Max.
Yep.
Fascinating. All right, let's just smoothly sail into our next topic because this is a smooth transition. You see this, Miguel? This is our ship. Oh no, what's that? An iceberg.
Oh
All
no,
the
the
children are
Titanic.
dying.
It's going to be.
You know.
Wait, the Titanic said 1912. It will be. It will be the 110th anniversary of the Titanic.
bro.
I forgot the 100th was 10 years ago. It'll be the 110th anniversary this year.
There we go. Yeah. Since the ship hit some.
Oh, my
frozen
agent's
water.
calling me. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you're fired.
Oh, okay.
What I was about to say, you know who ship sailed for a little bit? Pokimane, because she got banned off
I'm
of
going to say
Twitch.
Christopher
For 2
Columbus.
days.
He landed. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and kill the people. Anyways,
so yeah, this kind of in regards to her situation mainly was resolved, but because she didn't actually get banned, she had a 48-hour suspension, and she'll be back on Monday. And we're filming this Sunday, so by the time this episode's out, she'll already be back on Twitch. And I watched, a few YouTubers talk about this, like Critical, Review Tech USA, in regards to this whole situation. And you guys, I'm assuming, have heard about it, right? Because I know you keep up a lot with like Twitch.
I only saw the basic that she got. I only saw the basic that she got suspended for like 2 days.
Right, and so with this whole situation that happened, it kind of brought in the whole like concept of copyright laws and how like YouTube and Twitch, alongside both, have like kind of just been like getting screwed over in regards to this copyright law. Now, I don't know every specific detail about it, but just like to like wrap it up overall, basically what had happened was the reason why Pokimane got like banned or suspended was she was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender on her stream, a licensed and copyrighted show that in order for people to watch would have to pay some kind of program to watch. And you see, this is where this is where fair use comes in, and this is where people have kind of been like toying with it at like streaming on Twitch. Is like they'll watch like full movies or full episodes of shows on Twitch. Now, because that's toying with the thing of copyright, people are trying to say that like, oh, because we're stopping it here and there for a little bit, it's copyright or it's fair use, not copyright, because it's fair use. People have kind of been, I guess, like kind of like pushing the edge with fair use because when you're watching like full movies or full shows on your stream, that's probably going to push some buttons in regards to copyright.
Yeah.
And now that's the reason why, like, if you watch a YouTuber or a streamer of sorts, when they watch like a YouTube video or like, let's say Master Chef, for example, that's an example Critical used. He hasn't done that in a while, but what he would used to do is he would pause it every few moments or so to talk about it and to like, make comments about it to engage with his audience, because that right there, that's fair use, because he's not just letting the whole thing play, the whole like episode of the whole show or whatever he's watching to play through and through. He's actually stopping and commentating on it. Oh, I'm forgetting the specifics exactly, but the reason why people were concerned about this thing that happened with Pokimane is because it has something to do now with like, what if they just kind of completely get rid of like fair use, which I don't think they can. It's not a likely scenario, but like, what if like the whole like reactionary channels on Twitch kind of just get fucked over if they were decide to get rid of fair use, where it's like they couldn't watch any sort of copyrighted material unless without getting like some kind of DMCA or whatever. Because I think the rule on Twitch, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it like if 3 DMCAs or something you get like banned or suspended?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember something like that because I know Critical streams on Twitch. He had mentioned something about that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just like an interesting talking point that came about with this whole Pokemon situation. So what are your guys' thoughts about it? Because I just thought, kind of an interesting thing. I don't think really anything that major is going to happen in regards to fair use, because I don't think Twitch would be stupid enough to just get rid of a whole subgenre on Twitch. Like, if people want to react to stuff, my take is like, I think they should probably be able to watch on something on their stream just about like anything, most things, if they're like stopping periodically to make comments or to, like to do something different rather than just letting the whole thing play through for like long extensions of time.
Here's the thing. So I feel like personally, when it comes to like copyright like claims and stuff, I feel like it's more like heavily on the smaller streamers. It's like Pokemon, for example. I feel like she got off easy because she's like a big ass streamer on Twitch. I feel like if it was anyone else, they'd be banned instantly, and it's just like no like
Be like no like remorse basically. For them.
Exactly. They're just like, oh, goodbye, like gone. And it kind of sucks that the bigger streamers have that privilege, and I'm not saying that they do, because like look what happened to Pokemon. Well, here's the thing, because I don't know, was she stopping and commenting, or was she just playing the whole thing through? Because that I don't know.
I don't know, but because I never watched Pokemon streamed, and nothing against her, but from what I understand, I'm pretty sure she was one of those people from footage I've seen where she would literally just sit there and just eat dinner and just watch like episodes of shit, or like watch just like full on clips of things, unless things were taken out of context. Because I've never watched her streams before. Unless she was literally just like sitting there just eating dinner, not saying or doing anything while watching something, then it's like, all right, you're kind of toying with the fair use thing, because if you're not really like adding anything else to it, like it's like if you're watching a video like Critical used to do on YouTube, he would stop and like shout out donations, talk to his thing, make comments like, yo, what is this, or so that's kind of where the whole fair use things come into play. And Critical went on more specific details that I'm not really remembering off the top of my head about like the whole Viacom thing that happened like 07
against
we don't
like
YouTube.
Viacom, how they sued YouTube.
Yeah, like 2007 they tried to sue YouTube for $1 billion for like some shit. In the end, eventually did go in YouTube's favor, but I think it was because of that like court case that's where the whole copyright thing came into play.
It's also ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, Viacom's like the limbo level of hell when it comes to like.
But Nintendo's worse. Nintendo was worse.
Oh yeah, they're just as abysmal.
Bro, people try to play the Mario Kart or like one of the new Nintendo games come out. Nope, can't do that. They're gonna copyright strike.
Yeah, you can.
The fuck? No, Nintendo
really?
would strike
On Twitch?
down. Oh, and YouTube, Nintendo would strike down if you were playing a video game when it first came out, because they wanted everyone to have the chance to play it first.
I didn't know that.
That's just propaganda at
That
its
is
finest.
Is that for the big streamers too, or just?
No, it's anyone. Nintendo
know
is
that.
greeting whores.
Oh yeah, they're horrible.
I knew it for like products for the Nintendo Switch. I didn't know about like videos, because like they do like take people to court case over anything that's related to like products that they sell for the Nintendo Switch if it's not like certified by them or whatever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because they're like a multi-billion-dollar company that's been around for longer than most of our family trees. So why the hell are they suing like little Tommy here for wanting to play Smash Bros with his brother on stream? Like what? So yeah, so this whole like Pokemon thing kind of just sparked some interesting conversations in regards to fair use. And like again, my take is okay, you shouldn't really be watching like full movies on your stream, even if you're like stopping periodically to make comments. I don't think you should be watching full movies. But I think if it comes to like, because I know there's specific YouTubers, like I'm not going to name drop anyone, but there's people who like their channels or I think their streams revolve around like watching shows or watching episodes of shows. But I say for that, I think if they're stopping periodically or maybe not playing the whole thing in its entirety and stopping periodically, I don't think that's really that big of a deal. But maybe I'm just speaking out of my ass and I really don't know much, because that's really not what I do when I stream or anything that's to do with my channel. So I really don't know much about that genre. But I just think the conversation itself is interesting to talk about in regards to fair use, because it's a very kind of broad and kind of almost subjective kind of law where it's like it can go either way. But I mean, listen, Critical, he knows more. He's more well spoken than we are, and
bigger of a streamer than us.
Yeah, and he streams like every day, so he obviously knows a lot about like the fair use laws and everything. And he, he had mentioned that like if Twitch were to actually like do something in regards to in response to this Pokemon thing, it would screw over just about like every streamer, big or small, on Twitch. And I guess YouTube the same way too, because I know YouTube I think is kind of better with their rules than Twitch, but even then they could probably get like screwed over too if they decided to, I guess, like screw us over with fair use, I guess, in regards to like taking it away. We're like, because at that point practically the commentary or like the reaction channels would just be like wiped out, and there wouldn't be like any people allowed to like just react to shit and chill on their streams. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing that came up in regards to Pokemon suspension. But honestly, I hate seeing just about anyone get banned unless they're doing some illegal shit. So I'm glad she only had a 48-hour suspension.
Yeah, it's a vacation for her, basically.
Basically, because she even said on Monday she's coming back, and like, you know, they're gonna do like a return stream. So
that's more like a warning more than anything else for her, though.
Because I don't know, because this was a big deal. Because I remember when people were talking about this, people were saying like Pokemon's been banned off Twitch. So
I know that was.
I think this is the first time this has happened to her on Twitch.
I think so.
Because I don't remember hearing this ever happening to her before. Because wasn't she like the poster child for the fucking app for a long time?
I don't know if you saw this one video, but it's, Ludwig, right?
Yeah.
So basically, he not exposed, but like he's friends with this streamer that was actually watching his stream while she was streaming, and her viewers didn't know. And Ludwig actually like posted like a TikTok of like, is this girl like watching my stream while she's streaming? And she's like, nod your head if you're watching my stream. And she goes, and it's just shit like that. And I'm just like, but she's not like showing anything off. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like weird that all these like big people can just like do nothing and still get paid.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what Pokemon essentially is kind of doing here, more like with an extra step of adding like copyrighted content into her stream. And I don't know. I just feel like it's not, Twitch isn't how it used to be with all these new creators. Because Twitch used to be just games or just chatting or not even reacting. It wasn't, I don't remember a time, there could have been, but I don't remember a time where reacting was big on Twitch.
I think, wasn't it like a thing in like 2015 or something? I think Critical had mentioned something about that too, where it's like, you could like, I mean, and from what he had said, Twitch was like a fucking wild land where you could just like watch like anything on Twitch. You'd have like group parties watching shit together. He had mentioned something like that. I don't know. I haven't started using Twitch until like last year, so I don't know how the app's history has been. Either way, I mean, like, I get like major companies, they want to protect their intellectual property, things that are copyrighted and licensed to them. I get that, but I don't know if this is a radical take, but my take is if people are watching like something or reacting to something on their stream, like let's use for example, let's say Pokemon was watching an episode of the Avatar: The Last Airbender. I would say if she was watching it, but she was stopping periodically, talking and like, maybe talking about or like shouting out donations or like maybe doing something else besides just sitting there talking and just reacting and listening to it, I would think that would be fair use. That's what I would think would be considered fair use. Maybe I'm wrong for that. I don't know. I think that would be.
I think that is
fair.
valid because have you ever?
But then at the same time, if she were to do that, like every streamer, if she was just watching like seasons on her channel, even if she was reacting to this stuff, or even if she was like, adding more of her not content. Maybe if she was adding more, of herself to make it fair use, I think that would be kind of like, not crossing the line, but kind of like, putting your feet in the water of like, is it fair use or is it not? If you're watching like whole seasons, these things that people need to pay for to watch, in retrospect. But
so my question is,
I guess it's a case by case basis for me.
You know how the Needle Drop streams on Twitch, right?
The what?
The Anthony Fantano.
Oh, how does he stream? I don't know.
So I haven't seen a stream either, but like what caught me off guard is that he reviews like albums that like just release on live. And he does the free use, like he's listening to a song and then he pauses it and talks about it and then continues. And the thing is, I feel like my question is, we're not allowed to use music, so how is like Fantano able to like react to music? Is that like part of the free use or
well
what?
Also YouTubers also do that too a lot, so I mean it's probably the same, like whatever the fair use is over on YouTube is the same thing on Twitch though, because a lot of like review channels for like music do the exact same thing. They'll pause it or a music video they'll pause it and like review and stuff like that. So
you're saying that he'll actually listen to a whole album live, but he'll pause periodically and talk, make comments, and then continue.
Yeah,
he's reviewing
and once his stream goes once he's off live streaming, nothing happens to that stream, that VOD. It doesn't like get like blocked worldwide or anything.
I personally don't know. I saw like a video of him reviewing like it was a Drake song, and it went viral because he was just like, no, turn this shit off. But, I just had that one question because like realistically, we're not allowed to play copyrighted music like whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't know how it works because last night on my stream, I accidentally, because I was covering songs and I was covering a song that was mysterious but then got solved and it was copyrighted now. That's how it was solved. And I played it on my stream and then someone mentioned, are you allowed to play this? Isn't this copyrighted? And I was like, oh shit, this is going to get blocked now. As of right now, nothing's happened to my stream. But previous times before where I've accidentally or unintentionally played a song that was copyrighted, maybe about like a major band, for example, that stream would get blocked like worldwide. So I have no idea how it works because sometimes it gets blocked if I played a copyrighted song. Other times it's just, no, it's totally fine. Nothing's happened to that stream yesterday. It doesn't say it's been blocked worldwide. So does it depend on like whoever owns the like songs, like the major label? Does it like are like some more strict than others? Because I genuinely have no idea.
I don't know, but
how they work it out.
YouTube is always it's manual review. It's never manual review. It's I think they just pick whatever companies is. They just pick and just peel whatever they want.
I think like for most things it's an automated system. I mean, because like we got to think reasonably here. A billion hours of content is uploaded like every day.
Obviously, but also
I think there are certain times when like, if someone has like, I think either a connection to YouTube or if someone
that's probably
on the YouTube headquarters actually does see something, they can manually review videos. But more times than not, it's an automated bot system.
I personally think it's like personally fucked for all the smaller YouTubers and streamers that try to do what all the big ones like big YouTubers do, and then they're just not allowed to because they don't have the connections or anything like that. So
and it discourages people from even starting or trying to grow as like a streamer or whatever, because it's like one, a million other people are trying to do it, and two, if they get screwed, they're screwed, and it's like, well, they got to start all over again.
And it sucks because like the only way around it is like through those like pay to get like sound effects or like background music, and it's like 50,000 people are using the same music background, like that one era where everyone was like using iMovie to edit the videos. It's just like the
like the royalty free music, and like especially if you're trying to be different or stand out, kind of sucks when you have the same soundtrack of 50,000 other streamers.
Like all the Viners at that point was just like the same background music, the same style, and it's just like, stop.
You know what music or song? I don't know what it's called. I never need to hear again. That whistling song is like. Do you know how many YouTube videos that's ever been in ever? No, it's like a whistling song, but it's like do. Bro, I've heard that in more videos than I think like cells in my body. So I've watched a lot of YouTube in my life. That's a weird analogy, I know, but that's just the only thing I could come up with.
There's millions of them,
Millions, at least 10. So
10 of individual.
Only just 10, no other numbers.
Nicky only has 10 cells in his body.
I only got 10 brain cells.
Yeah, they're running. Only 2 are working right now. 3 maybe on a good day.
So I have no idea what a table is. Gian, what are your takes on fair use?
It's not fair. I mean, it's not fair. It's just. This has been happening for years. I mean, since the 2016, 2017 surge, it's just been dog shit.
Since we got copyrighted too.
Well, I mean, that's the fair use is that you can use clips in movies, but you have to have something over it. Now, obviously, certain parts of them, especially with the parody videos that we used to do, didn't have them, and some of them were copyrighted. Yes, obviously that makes sense because sometimes I didn't do a lot, but at least each scene had something over it. I don't know. It's just I feel like YouTube has always said that they're gonna fix this. It's been like 5 years now, 2016, since like the inception of this dog shit copyright fair use really went into full effect. So if 5 years down the line, nothing has changed, I don't think it's gonna ever change.
At least anytime soon. And I would say there's probably like a specific component where maybe we're missing in regards to movies, but every video you've ever done that was a parody of like Star Wars or Jurassic World, you'd always done way more than just reacting or commentating over it, because you added like edit effects, you added different audio clips.
I mean, we never
some of them did get
right. That's what I'm saying. Like he did the things he was doing was way more and above and beyond
some
than
of
just
them
reacting
did get
to it.
like they weren't copyrighted. Some of them were. But
all our original videos are still on there, right? No.
Yeah.
So,
Why
okay.
would I delete those? Come
I
on.
don't know.
Man. Come on. We keep the memory alive.
You didn't put any like music in there, right?
Maybe if you, well, sometimes there is a clip of music, but like it's either distorted or it's like changed in a way, so slowed down.
I just feel like it's definitely skewed towards like the bigger streamers and the bigger YouTubers, and as unfortunate as it is, but
right, and it kind of just deters people away from actually trying to do stuff. Also, I'm thinking of something right now. Thinking about it right now, I actually think it might be like different like major labels, and like maybe they work differently than others, because you'll have specific YouTubers on YouTube, for example, who they're not live streamers, but they're reactionary channels where they'll react. Like there's this one guy, Jamal, I think, aka Jamel, his name is. He reacts to a lot of classic
Jamal
rock.
Speaks.
No, different guy.
All right.
His name is Jamal, aka Jamel, and he's like a reactionary YouTuber who reacts to like classic rock music, stuff like that. And I've noticed both videos from like a year ago or recent, there will be some where they've been up for a long time and you can still hear the song in his video, but then like some songs he'll be reacting to it, but the song got copyrighted and the audio for the music got taken out of the video, and like he's just reacting to just no sound. And so I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is that for some songs and then some other ones? Like, for example, he tried to react to, I think, No Time by the Guess Who, and like 2 days after it was uploaded, I went to try to watch it. There was no sound to it because it got like claimed or whatever. But then if you go to like his Close to the Edge by Yes reaction, which was like I think almost a year ago, you can still hear that totally fine. And I don't think that's had any copyrighted issues with this video. I don't know, but and this is what sucks now, because like, he would pause periodically to make comments. He would talk about it. So I think in that aspect it'd be fair use. But now he's been forced to like actually link, I think it's his Vimeo, which is like where you can go now to watch him react to those songs. And that's kind of what he's been forced to do because of these like bullshit copyright issues. So just something I kind of just thought of out of nowhere right now.
There's also another feature on YouTube where it shows like the song that he's reviewing to at the bottom, and it's like copyrighted to whoever. Yeah. Does he do that too, or is
no? It's just he'll.
Because I feel like I think that's YouTube's workaround. Correct me if I'm wrong. To trying to like lessen the amount of like copyright strikes.
It's just a copyright claim because it's obviously a full song, so that's usually what that means. I mean, in the few of the videos that I did back in the day, it's there. You can see some of the songs being copyrighted. So, like, I think it's the third cringeless one. I slowed down Michael Bubbles. Oh, yeah. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And it was still copyrighted, because maybe I didn't slow it down enough. I did fast forward in that same video the music when Thanos is entering in Infinity War, the official original soundtrack, and that never got copyrighted. And even beforehand, the first cringers, I used Hans Zimmer's 30-second music from Dunkirk, and
damn, exposing yourself, man.
Try me. That never even got copyrighted. After this, it's gonna get copyrighted. Watch.
This whole podcast is gonna get taken down.
So my question is, what about music compilations? Compilations.
What about them?
Like, because they play copyrighted music all the time.
I mean, look, see how
but it's not all the songs. No, that's not copyright claims.
Well, I mean, isn't that usually mean like when it's copyright claimed?
No,
like it'll show the music in the video.
No, what this is that it's giving credit to whoever made. To the label, to whatever.
Okay, yeah. See,
I don't understand why they're copywriting all the reaction channels, but they don't take down song compilations.
For that compilation you did for music, did that have an ad before you played it? Was it like monetized?
Yeah, there was an ad.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I have no idea how it works. I don't know.
So
see, this is what we mean. The confusion for copyright. It's not.
Top 2019 hits.
It's not consistent. That's the word.
It's
so they allow it for all these like videos, hour-long videos with all these like different artists, but they don't allow it for any other.
Very sharp quad.
Just look, this one has an ad too.
That's not an ad.
Oh,
that's the video.
My bad. All right, this one doesn't.
I'm trying to think, like, if these are like non-monetization purposes.
The first one was monetized.
It was because it had an ad that came up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Copyright laws, the whole Viacom thing is piece of work. We'll say that much. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know what else? You know what else has been put in the work? Apparently, COVID, because now its two subsidiaries are actually becoming one company called where the hell was it? Called Deltacron.
Emerging.
Because apparently now, why is
Flurona.
where the fuck did it go?
Fucking retarded.
Someone trying to censor
I
the
said
information?
I said retarded. Please don't put that in.
Who cares? You know how many times I've said that before? All right, so basically, apparently, this is just a quick talking point. Apparently, people have discovered, I'm assuming scientists have discovered, that there's a variant out there that's a mixture of Omicron and Delta. This comes from ChinaGritimes.com. Okay, so this is an hour ago, or excuse me, 2 hours ago. Cyprus, the country Cyprus, identifies combined Deltacron COVID strain. And apparently Cyprus has discovered the new COVID strain dubbed Deltacron, which is a mixture of both the Delta and Omicron variants. Deltacron has trended online, and several experts say it is not a real variant of COVID-19. This comes as the world grapples with Omicron, a new strain of the SARS thing. Okay, so now it's saying Deltacron may not be an actual variant, but rather a result of contamination, said virologist Tom Peacock on social media.
So they just.
He says when new variants arrive at sequencing labs, contamination is not uncommon. A very small volume of liquid can cause it. Just that typically these fairly obviously contaminated sequences are not reported by major media outlets. Maybe that's why they took it down. Because anything to do with COVID, they always make it like number one trending on Twitter. And then when I went to go check on it just now, it wasn't there. So
Well, we can't talk about the Flurona.
yeah, what is that?
So it's basically when you catch COVID and flu at the same time. It's not really like a mixture. It's like getting like a
Because
COVID black eyes.
Because COVID and flu have very similar symptoms.
It's like getting, for example, let's say you get an ear infection and you get like a fever unrelated to the ear infection and something like that. I guess that's the simplest way I can explain it. I hope.
And I literally, the only way to be able to tell if you had both the flu and COVID is you'd have to get tested because again, COVID and flu have very similar like symptoms, like fever, chills.
Here's the thing,
stuff like that. You know,
when you have like flu symptoms right now, you're not gonna get flu like tested for the flu. You're gonna get tested for COVID.
Well,
yeah,
obviously, yeah.
So to them figure out that what happened was they probably got tested for COVID, came back negative. They got tested for flu, and then they got tested for COVID like 2 days later or some shit like that. So it's probably not as rare as we think it is. Because realistically, you could have the flu and COVID at the same time and not know it.
Yeah.
right. And I'm assuming that probably would suck more ass than just having one or the other.
And it's not like they're testing for both constantly. What do you think they're going to test for?
COVID, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to test for the flu. So it's probably more common than we think it is.
At this point, I think I don't know how macabre this thought is, but I think COVID's never really going away. It may just be a way of life, kind of like the flu, where it has its seasons. We get our COVID shot, like the flu shot, and then hopefully by then we'll eventually be back to normal life. Because I mean, at this point, like with all these variants coming around and COVID still being here, even with the vaccines, people are back to wearing masks now. You know, it's still dominant, and it's like everywhere you go, people are saying, "Oh, I can't go out. I'm sick. I got COVID. My friend got COVID. They're tested positive." So it's like it's everywhere. So I think at this point, it's just going to become a way of life. Obviously, it'll get to the point where it's contained and we'll actually be able to do things again. It's just maybe like kind of like the flu. When it becomes winter, that's when the COVID season will come about, and then we have to get our COVID shots every year, or
not to be like.
No, be like it.
All right. That one winter, I think it was winter 2020, where we all wore masks. That was the lowest like case of like flu ever.
Right.
Because we were all wearing masks.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's as dominant in the winter as it is fall. Because you start hearing about flu season in like October.
Well, it's the same thing as like it's the flu. So it's from the fall through fall where its cases start to pop up, and then flu is year round. Flu is year round. It is most dominant in winter. It starts popping up here and there from the fall, but because of the cold weather, especially January and February, it is very dominant here. Now, obviously, it's because we're all wearing masks. Because especially with COVID, if both parties that are speaking to each other are wearing masks, it deflects whatever's in your mouth back to you. It's not affecting the other person. So same thing with the flu. So it's saving that, but the flu isn't as spreadable, fast, contagious like the COVID, which I will say COVID, especially the Omicron variant or any variant, is a lot more spreadable.
No, I agree. I like how we're actually able to pronounce it now, Omicron. Remember the first time we heard about it, we were not pronouncing that shit. We were saying Omicron and shit.
Onision.
Onision. But no, I get what you mean, and like that's right. It's just I don't know. I always hear about the flu. Maybe because COVID obviously is taking its place for most talked about serious ailment, but fucking. I hear more about the flu in like October, November, and then once winter comes, I don't hear much about it like the flu season anymore. I guess because people are telling you to prepare for the flu season in the fall, which that would make sense. It's just I only ever hear about it in like October or November. Once Christmas comes, I don't know. I don't hear much about it anymore. At least like in this area for me, because I don't get the flu shot.
I don't either.
Because every time I've ever gotten it, I've gotten like deathly sick. So I'm like, you know
that's
what? I'm a very
the whole point though.
Yeah, I know that's what it injects part of the illness inside of you, so you can build antibodies for it. And I get that, I know that's how it works, but knock on wood, I'm a healthy person. I wash my hands, I don't touch door handles. I try to keep my hands away from my face a lot. So I'm good with preventing the flu from entering my body.
Nikki doesn't touch door handles at all. He just does this and it opens.
I literally just teleport through.
He just telepathically.
I actually have a magic power, right? Magic trick. So I get this thing called paper towel. It dispenses right from the thing. I take it off. I grab that with the door handle, and I open it like that. I don't get no germs.
Wow.
That paper towel is clean as a baby's bum, and I touch it, I open it, and I'm off smooth sailing.
Yeah, if the baby's bum was...
all right, anyways.
Yeah.
If the baby's bum was Bounty, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm just thinking of the Charmin Ultra Strong Bears, and that one meme where it just
love
says,
shitting.
we fucking love shitting. That's a very accurate meme. Sorry. Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah. Continue.
It kind of sucks that we're back to square one, essentially, because...
Well, not entirely. We have the vaccine.
Well,
It kind of feels like it.
It kind of feels like it only because this is the most we've had cases, like, ever.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure we reached 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
In less than...
almost 2
2
years?
weeks, a week?
Wait, in the United States.
Yeah, in the United States.
Yeah.
And that's the most we've ever had throughout the whole year. We got to that point even with vaccines, and I don't know. It's just
And wearing masks.
And back to wearing masks. Well, not necessarily.
Well, I mean, I remember when a lot of people were starting to get the vaccine, and people were still wearing masks. A lot of people didn't wear masks, but a lot of people still did wear masks. And now that it's cold again and it's ramping up again, most people are wearing masks again.
Well,
and it's still
law
going around like
mandated,
crazy.
yeah.
It is, man. I still see people at Stop and Shop not wearing their masks.
Wait, is it mandated again?
Yeah, it's mandated.
It's been mandated.
For how long? 'Cause
It's going to be for 30 days. Governor McKay. Is that McKay? McKee. Where's my key? She's going to review it, see if DJ Khaled's in the house, and then give him his keys. And then
Another one.
Yeah.
another one.
How's your keys? Boom.
How's COVID?
DJ Khaled, when he gets the booster shot, another one. No. So he's gonna review it and manually review it like YouTube, and then he's gonna see if we need another 30 days. So how long have we been?
An hour.
A
Really?
day and 1 hour. No, an hour and 1 minute.
Holy shit! Wow,
See,
look at that. We didn't have to pause. We didn't have to think about.
See,
what
Miguel?
We did.
We got this. We got this.
We flowed faster than
A river.
the Nile River.
Yeah.
Correct.
We're ready to go on tour. We're ready
ready
for
to go
Europe
on
to be
tour.
we're ready to
South
dominate
Africa,
Europe.
here we come.
Here we go, bro.
Yep.
All right.
We're
Only
going
in
to
South
Elon
Africa. Only
Elon
in South
Musk's
Africa.
home.
Only in South Africa.
Only in South Africa.
Yep.
Well, I mean, there's a little part in South Africa called Lesotho. That's a little country.
And where?
It's called Lesotho. It's a country inside South Africa.
Lesotho?
Lesotho. I think that's how you pronounce it, unless I'm
Lesotho.
abysmally mispronouncing it. But
It's okay.
probably
You're
not.
not African.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
a
I
circular-
see it. Yep.
Is it pronounced Lesotho? Yeah.
Yeah, Lesotho.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
I like geography. That's all we have for you today. Thank you all for watching. I don't know why I'm doing the outro. Gian always does
Thank
it.
you
Gian,
for
do the
listening to
outro.
Dawn FM 103.5 for the Life on Easy Mode podcast. We are on all of the following. I'm pretty sure. Apple Podcast.
We are.
Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, Google apparently, YouTube.
My good sir, did you mention iHeartRadio?
Are we on iHeartRadio?
We are indeed on iHeartRadio.
We are on iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio. That was pretty close to it.
All right.
Speaking of copyright laws, is that legal for you to say that?
I think so.
No.
It's just, singy songy.
Yeah.
Just no.
No. So
No.
Miguel, before
Actually,
we
right
end
now,
this,
I'm fully. My person is not copyrighted. Wait a minute. Wait. I just thought of this. Does the government? Has the government just copyrighted all of us basically?
You think so?
Because
I
they
mean-
basically like. I mean, like.
we have Social Security.
They own us.
They own us, basically.
So do they copyright us, or can
Probably.
I copyright my own name so I can be away from the government?
I mean, to
that's how it
copyright
works.
would mean that you would have to have a complete clone of yourself.
All right, so
I mean, there
so
are
get the machine rolling. Let's get this going.
Miguel, before we end the programming and the show, what are the things that you want the viewers to know?
If you're listening, please enjoy your metaphysical transition into the afterlife. You're welcome to Dawn FM.